Hey, JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, y'all, this is New Year's Eve. All right, we're getting ready to go into a new year, 2026. So, first of all, Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's to everybody. Okay, if you made it from January 1, 2025, all the way to December 31, 2025, and technically January 1, 2026, shout out to y'all. Okay, because it's given we made it. Okay, we made it, all right? And hopefully we continue to make it. Now, some people may not make it over to January 1, 2026, okay? You just never know. This child, the world can get really, really crazy. But praying that everybody watching this video safe, sound, and loved very hard. You understand what I'm saying? And that we make it over to 2026 and that you guys are able to like really go out there and fulfill some of the goals that are on your list, things that you did not work on in 2025 that you really gotta like focus on in 2026. Do those things. You deserve that. Do those things. Focus on that. You know what I'm saying? Don't let these days slip by you. Cause let me tell y'all something. Since the pandemic, I don't know about y'all, but I just feel like life has been zooming by. Zooming the hell by in my personal. Okay. They say time flies when you having fun, but girl, we ain't been having all that much damn fun. And it's still been going by very quickly. All right. So, child, don't look up, okay? And it's 10 years from now, and you ain't accomplished a lot of the shit that you said that you was going to accomplish. So go ahead and get started today. A lot of y'all sitting up there waiting. I'm going to wait till January 1 for me to work out. I'm going to wait till January 1 for me. Girl, start today and stop playing. Stop waiting for a new week to start or a number one to hit the board for your ass to get to it. Get to it now, because I had said it. Because that's what I said. Because I told you to get to it now. Okay, get to planning and organizing now. Okay, got that trash sitting in that corner. Go pick that trash up today. Not January 1. Go throw them clothes out today. Not on January 1. Anyway, child, let me scoot back up out y'all business, honey. Okay. But all in all, go out there and live your life. Have a great time. But we about to talk about other folks' lives and have a good time. All right. Just a little piece. Just a little piece. I don't even know what all I really want to get into. But I'm just going to slide over here to the neighborhood talk. Okay. Shout out to the neighborhood talk. And we just going to scroll through, see what topics they got. And we just going to chat about them. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Let's do that. Let's hop right on over here and let's scroll. Now, everything on here, I don't really care about for real. Okay. And some stuff we just going to pop on and see. Now, we're going to talk about Lemmuel first. Okay. Lemmuel, who is the owner of Zeus Network or whatever. Child, I haven't watched Zeus in maybe like 2 years because the last show I caught was the Bad Boys Club or whatever it was. I watched them and I haven't tuned in since, and I'm kind of glad. I mean, I'm just not in that same space where I'm interested like that. And I never really got into baddies for real, but a lot of people love baddies. I think they enjoy baddies more than they enjoy Jocelyn's Cabaret. So if that's what y'all do, that's what y'all do, child, I guess. But Lemuel, who has, in my opinion, been trying to expand his footprints, right? He does have his streaming app, and they're supposedly doing great. But he also put money behind and supported Jonathan Majors with getting his film that he produced and put all his money up for. The money that Jonathan Majors put up for that fitness film he did, I think at the top of the year. Lemuel helped him push that out or whatever the case is. And now he's here coming to us because he's about to help Christian and Justin, the kids of Diddy, to put out a documentary about their experience with their father being accused of all of these allegations, being charged, being found guilty or not guilty of some things. So he's about to put that out. And some part of me, we may not like things and think things should not be done, but in fairness, they have a right to tell their own story if they want to. And we also have a right to not watch it if we don't damn want to. Okay. Am I surprised by Plummer wanting to come to the rescue of the Combs? No, because when I watched, for some reason, and I know this may not make sense to some, and that's okay. When I watched that Diddy documentary on Netflix and I was looking at younger Diddy, all I saw was Lemuel Plummer. They looked just alike. It was giving similarities. It was giving corny back then, and somewhat smart, right? And now that they got this access and this money, they feel like they're a big dog or whatever. But they were giving like the same people. And when I tell you, I feel like give it enough time, Okay, get it around on that side. I feel like in a few years, probably decades, child, we gonna be old and gray, ain't no telling, and we gonna start hearing stories about whatever was going down over there at Zeus Network, no differently than what we were hearing over here with Diddy. Okay. But he put this documentary out of these brothers and, the situation with Diddy and stuff. And it really gives to me that they are trying to tell Diddy's story a bit to give a alternative to what was shown on Netflix. And so what Plummer decided to do was come out, put a statement out, and kind of like rephrase it in a sense. So this is what Plummer had to say. He says, to be clear, this documentary series is centered on providing Justin and Christian the opportunity to share their personal story and lived experiences, particularly as their lives have also been directly impacted. Well, if it's supposed to be about Christian and Justin, who, from my understanding, have their own allegations about them, if it's supposed to be about them, then why you didn't tailor the documentary or the trailer to look more like it's about them? Because to me, it looks like it's more about their daddy than it's about them. And it takes me back to a moment in the documentary where you could see Diddy in the hotel. And when he's in this hotel, his son Justin is with him as well. And so I think this is when Dawn came out with her allegations, and he was on the phone with the other lady. Can't even think of her name at this time, but she thoroughly disappointed me. She was a part of, what is it, Kalina? I think that's her name, part of Dirty Money. And so, Diddy's on the phone with her trying to get her to come out and speak out against Dawn and stuff. And then Diddy says something about how God told him to be still and that he ain't got to figure nothing out and Justin need to figure it out. He better figure it out type of thing. Like, what? Like, basically, you as my child better run out there and figure out how you finna clear your daddy name and make me look better or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's just cringe to me that you got to even be put in the position to clear up a name of your father when these are allegations against him that ain't got shit to do with you. Now, when it comes to you and your allegations and the situation that happened in the bathroom with the guy being shot or whatever, you figured it out on that end. But as far as what somebody else has to say and accuse him about when you were not there in the room or around when said things were happening, why is you having to clear this grown ass man's name? And I don't think a parent should put their kids in that type of position, but that's what Diddy did, whatever. And when I think about what Lemmuel is doing, and I recall back to that portion of the documentary, I feel like, okay, boom. So not only is Justin having to figure it out, Christian is also having to figure it out, which is why they both came together with Lemmuel to do this documentary, because they're still having to figure it out and preserve whatever piece of the name that their dad does have, okay? So let us do this documentary. And I may not like it. Can't stand it. I'm like, why would you let it be your platform? But then when you reflect on the platform, it sounds like, you know what, this is on brand. I may not like it, but at the end of the day, they do got a right to do what they're going to do. Okay. Even if Diddy got out and he chose to do a whole nother documentary, debunking the documentary that was out there about him, we may not like it, but he got a right to do that. And we also got a right to not tune in and feel however we choose to feel about it. Right. But just wanted to tell y'all what I was thinking. So let's keep going. He says this project is not intended to endorse, defend, or vindicate Diddy or any individual. Again, how the trailer was made does not give that. It does not give that at all. He goes on to say, nor does it seek to justify or minimize any actions that have been alleged or adjudicated, right? He says, as a network, we believe in the importance of allowing individuals to speak for themselves, just as any credible network entering the documentary space does. Our role is to provide a platform for stories to be told honestly and without prejudgment. What viewers will see is raw, real, and authentic storytelling. That is the essence of this project. We respectfully ask that the series not be prejudged before it is seen. Everyone will have the opportunity to watch, assess the content, and arrive at their own conclusions, okay? And some people are going to arrive at the same conclusion that they had before, which is this is bullshit. High key, all right? So we'll see. I mean, we'll see just how compelling this new documentary is going to be and whether it's going to change the minds of a lot of people. A lot of people are, hey, a lot of folks may feel like y'all still full of shit at the end of the day, okay? But that's what's going on. Y'all leave your thoughts down below about that. The next thing we'll hop into is Anthony Joshua. This was sad. This story here was really sad. So Anthony Joshua, I've been following Anthony Joshua for a very long periodically time. It's been a very long, I don't know how, it's been well before the pandemic that I was following this guy. And I think at the time he was like an up and coming boxer or whatever the case is, and now he's being more known. He recently boxed one of the Paul brothers, and I don't know why I thought Jake Paul, who believe he boxed, I thought was the same as his brother. I can't think of his brother's name. It's Jake Paul and another Paul. Nick Paul, some Paul, and I thought they were the same person. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, but they're not. All right, and when I tell you he got this boy, he tore him up. And what I had to give a little bit of respect to Jake Paul, just a little piece in my personal, because I was like, you know what? For you to repost you being in the hospital, your jaw being shifted or whatever, your teeth being knocked out, and you can slick make fun of yourself, like I gotta give you credit. I believe these brothers came up because they were like YouTubers at once upon a time, I guess similar to Mr. Beast or something. And so they just came up, from my understanding, off YouTube or streaming, and they have elevated to the level of being boxers and having more money and doing all of this stuff, right? And I said, I can't even be mad at you, sir. You got to make fun of yourself. And I can imagine the route that you took from going from a YouTuber to being who you are today, more well-known, millions of followers and all of that. I can imagine the toll that it may have taken on your mental. Because everybody not going to be in support of anything, or a lot of them, I'm not going to say anything, but a lot of things that you do, right? You may have that one moment and they'll dislike you forever, right? It's just like that. And so I'm like, for you to fight through all of that and get you a team and have somebody that's going to support you mentally or whatever and get you to that place, I ain't mad at it, right? And I'm just using them as an example, but I'm sure there are a lot of other Black creators, because these guys are white. There may be a lot of other Black creators that also fought hard, started out on the YouTube platform or streaming, and then evolved and elevated to a higher level than what they are. And I could just imagine the mental warfare that went on for you to get from one place to the next or whatever. So anywho, all in all, I just wanted to highlight the fact that he was cracking jokes, a little bit of himself, with his face being bashed to hell in, teeth being broke, jaw being shifted or whatever, because he definitely got wore out in that field, okay, or in that ring. Now, shortly after winning this boxing match, Anthony Joshua and a few of his team members went over to Nigeria. And it's being, from what I understand, I'm not sure if he's from Nigeria, maybe, but I do believe his grandparents live there, is from what I'm hearing. And he went on, I guess, a vacay, and he took two of his trainers or whatnot with him. And unfortunately, child, they didn't get off the flight good enough, it seems to me, that shortly after that, on their way to his grandparents' house, ended up getting into an accident. And they're saying on one of the highways, there was like this big pickup truck, like an 18-wheeler, basically, not pickup truck, but it was like an 18-wheeler. And the 18-wheeler was parked on the highways. And I'm like, who told y'all that was smart to do? If it's a main road, period, they should not be parked up there. Now, I don't know. They're saying that the person driving the vehicle was speeding. Not sure if they were speeding or not. But whatever it was, if this is, so you're driving, right? And they were in like a SUV or whatever. So you have two people in the front, you got the two people in the back, you got the driver here, you have one of the friends on the right, on the right side. Then behind, you have Anthony Joshua on this side. Then you have another friend. The truck was on the right side. Okay, so as they're driving, somehow the driver, I don't know if they turned, I don't know what happened, but it resulted in that first person being killed and the person in the back seat with Anthony Joshua being killed. And he was so close to being killed himself. If he would have just sat in that seat, he probably would have been out of here. And that would have been even more crazier, right? But the driver and him ended up surviving. And that just has to be like, I just feel for him and everybody involved, their families. Like, that's so scary. And you think of your person, your friend, your partner, whatever they are to you, your dad, whatever, they just going on a trip to Nigeria, handle business. It ain't nothing different than what they've done before, and they'll be right back. No. So sad. So sad. And I can imagine what it's going to do to him mentally to know these were my people. I brought them out here. Obviously, the relationship with that was that great that you decided to bring them along with you while you're traveling, and then they're unalived. Like, that's sad. But when the reports first came out, I felt like the reports were coming out as though he was the driver. And I'm like, what? It was coming out like he was the one that drove it, and it resulted in the friends dying or whatever. And then now we learn that they were being driven by someone else who they say were speeding. That's what I'm hearing. The person was speeding, right? Let's read this. They're saying the New York Post says Joshua, who's 36, was riding in the back seat of a vehicle on a highway when one of its tires burst. The tire burst, y'all, causing the driver to lose control. The vehicle then collided with another car. Joshua reportedly suffered minor injuries and was taken to the hospital as soon as possible. An eyewitness told Punch that two vehicles from Joshua's party were traveling together at the time of the accident, with the boxer security following in a vehicle behind. The passenger seated in the front and the passenger sitting next to Joshua died at the scene. Whew. Authorities have not released additional details about the victims, and an investigation was ongoing. At least that was at that time that they did not release this information, and it looks like they have gone on to release said information though. So this is Joshua in the car after I guess the friends were just unalived. Ooh, child. Ooh, that's sad. Mm. And he's an invisible plane. I wonder if he broke something. Ooh, honey. I don't know who the driver service was that was driving him, but I wonder if he gonna try to sue them or something. Like, that's so scary. Ooh, that's sad. Definitely sending prayers up. Around the holiday season too, like that's just too much. Definitely sending prayers up to them. Okay. Um, let's talk about Tyler Perry for a second, because they're saying that Tyler Perry is being accused of SA yet again. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on no more. I will say this: a lot of people that's coming out with SA allegations, if nobody really did anything to you, right? You are making it so bad for all the people that have been violated. You are making it so bad, in my personal, right? But then again, you're really not making it that bad, because people gonna believe who they want to believe either way it goes. So that's just what that is, all right? But I don't know what the hell happened in between Tyler and this guy. But we're gonna get into this story real quick. So they're saying that another one, Tyler Perry, hit with $77 million SA lawsuit after an actor from Halloween film claims he faced repeatedly unwanted advances, alleges that Perry grabbed his thing and tried to unbuckle his pants out of state. Like, I don't know. That headline sound crazy within itself. That sounds crazy right out the gate. And I'm like, I don't know what to believe, but I will ask questions. And it's like, y'all want me to believe that Tyler did that at a restaurant, at the steak? I mean, was it a private room? And then he just didn't care and was trying to do that in front of everybody? I don't know. They're saying according to the screenshots, the messages were sent on August. Okay, so let's hold on 1 second. Let's get into more. Okay, because that's just the headline. Now we're seeing screenshots. Okay. Alleged text message shows that Tyler Perry's SA accuser was asking for money before the filing of his suit. Okay. Interesting. So this was in August. So these look like messages that Tyler Perry may have released on this guy. Oh, wow. And this was in 2024. Let's get into it real quick. So the guy sent this to Tyler. Just know that I love you and I thank you for everything. I appreciate you to the moon. You got my Mexican ass out of a lot of bad places, and I just want to tell you thank you. I can't buy you anything, but I just want to tell you that your boy right here appreciates you more than anything. Straight from my heart, bro. And nothing I wouldn't do for you in any ways. Enjoy your time, and I hope I see you again soon. So Tyler says, happy Thanksgiving, my friend. Yep, you've been through it. I'm glad you're doing well. You don't have to give me a thing or pay me a thing. I'm just glad you're good. He says, I'm still going through it, but you know me, man. I'm a survivor just like you are, and I'm glad that you're my friend. I love you, bro, respectfully. Ooh, child, not I love you, bro, in 2024. And now he over here airing them out. And you know what, Tyler? I'm glad that you got your phone over here on low battery mode, because mine stay on low battery mode. Don't come for me. Anywho, so the guy sent these messages back in 2025 of this year saying, brother, haven't been feeling okay, confused and a little nauseous. I got blood work thinks it's my teeth. I know it's none of your business. I don't know what to do. I know I promised you I would never ask you for anything, but if it's what I think it is, I don't think I could do it on my own because I barely pay my bills. Scared as fuck. He says, I don't want to get sepsis like my dad and pass away. I don't even want to mention it because I don't want to make it real. Feel sick most days. Never told anybody this, but my mom and everybody is starting to notice my broke ass don't have insurance. Yikes. I'd never lie to you. Oh, not I'd never lie to you, but I might lie on you. That's crazy. But I think that's what's wrong. My dentist is supposed to take care of in Beverly Hills, but he's in prison for fraud. Okay, it's the sob story for me. I can't. He says, I've always been healthy, but lately I've been waking up confused and dizzy and a bunch of stuff. I just can't go to the doctor because I can't even afford it. I don't want anything. I just want to be okay. I'm scared, brother. But then also my thing is, did you not book enough gigs with Tyler so that you could be able to afford what you need to afford? I thought Tyler was over there paying people like millionaires and stuff. Is he not? Is he not? I'm trying to go and see if there's another story to begin with where this guy first accused Tyler. Okay, so here we are. Okay, Mario appeared as a frat member. We got all of that. Okay, he's accusing Tyler of grabbing him by his thing. His attorney, Alex Spiro, dismissed the lawsuit as baseless. Okay, so is that okay? I guess that's Tyler's attorney. Having recently failed in another matter against Mr. Perry, the very same lawyer has now made yet another demand from more than a decade ago, which will also be a failed money grab. Okay, so wait. So the first guy that came out and accused Tyler Perry of being of SAing him also had a failed lawsuit. So then this attorney went and found somebody else. It's giving a little bit of Tyrone Blackburn, just a little piece. Okay. Now some of Tyrone Blackburn's clients may have legit stories, just like Tony Busby may have some clients may have legit stories, right? But the one he brought up against Jay-Z was completely frivolous. Try another one. Okay, try another case because that one didn't work and your girl looked foolish. But outside of that, like that's what it sounds like. The same thing is happening here. So you had one case that didn't go nowhere, but if the case was dropped and it was a failed attempt, my question is, have we heard anything about it, or is the case still ongoing? I have not looked that up yet to know. But this is the thing about with these SA allegations, and if they're not factual, it's like people will hear the stories or the accusations, and if they are if the person is cleared, you don't hear about them being cleared, and then a lot of times it don't matter because that stain is forever kind of attached to your name, right? But if it was a failed attempt with him trying to come at Tyler, if I was Alex, I'd be trying to push that story out as much as possible. Especially doing interviews after it was clear, but maybe Tyler didn't want to do interviews. I don't know. But it is what it is. So they're saying Rodriguez says he met Perry in 2014 after a gym trainer at Equinox in Los Angeles told him Perry wanted his number to discuss an acting role. He claims Perry later encouraged him to audition for the Madea Halloween flick. Mario, I'm not a bad person to know and have in your corner, I guess is what he said. After getting the role, Rodriguez claims he was invited to Perry's LA home where Perry allegedly rubbed his inner thigh near his genitals and told him, man, if you would just come, I would take care of you for the rest of your life. I know you'll come around. I hope that's in text messages. That he said that, but it sounds like you're saying he said that in person. And because that was said in person, it may be hard to verify, right? Because he clearly did not take care of you. As you over here struggling, you don't got no health insurance or nothing, and you over here struggling to get your tooth done. He says the film wrapped in 2017, but Rodriguez claims advances in 2018 occurred following dinner at Mastro's Steakhouse, where Perry allegedly tried to unbuckle his pants and put his hands down his underwear while allegedly making stay here. What? I don't know what to believe. I don't know if this guy telling the truth because he very well could be, and he also could be lying. Okay. So then he says after Rodriguez refused, Perry allegedly apologized and gave him $5,000. Then later in 2018, Rodriguez alleges Perry placed his hand on Perry's penis. What? And said, if you were to just be with me, I would take care of you and you wouldn't have to. Okay. Child, I don't know what the hell to believe. Y'all gonna believe what y'all want to believe, and I'm gonna let y'all as I can believe what it is that I want to believe. And Yikes is what I'll say. Because I don't know neither one of them from Eve to believe either side of the story. But child, that's crazy. That's crazy. Good luck though. Good luck. Good luck. Anywho, let's keep going. Let's see what else over here that I might want to chit chat about. Let's see. Is there anything else over here? I'll get to them in another video. I'm just scrolling to see what I want to chat about. Oh, let's get into the Diggs brothers real quick. Oh, first of all, before we get into the Diggs brothers, Tiana Taylor and her man Aaron Pierre broke up after less than a year together. I would have thought the contract for them would have been longer than a year. You know, I think she really tried to make it believable. He did too. They may have liked each other. Who knows? I never saw them as a couple that was going to like really go the distance, like beyond 5 years type of thing. I never really saw that. You know, they kind of looked a little cute together. You know, I feel like a lot of people still feel like Aaron is suspect for whatever reason. I don't know what that man got going on, what he enjoys in his bedroom. But I mean, that was kind of cute. But for them to end it before the year started, before the year ends and the new year starts. Oh, okay. I think a lot of people probably thought that. Because especially when it's like a really awkward couple to get together and people like a couple people really weren't expecting, people will definitely believe that it's a PR stunt. Right? I just would have thought that the contract would have lasted well beyond 2025. And it doesn't appear to be so. Okay. But whatever it is, congratulations and good luck. I mean, y'all are able to go on and date and figure out who you're gonna be with the next time around, okay? Um, but yeah, it's not much of a deep conversation there. It's a bunch of not surprised by a lot of people. But anywho, let's get back to the Diggs brothers. First of all, Trayvon unfortunately was released from the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm trying to figure out what you had did for them to release you before the last game. You had one more game to play. Was you trying to negotiate more money and they felt like you wasn't that good or something like that? For you to be requesting all that so they're going to drop you and move on? I don't know. I don't really hear much bad about Trayvon Diggs at all. The only thing that I've known about Trayvon Diggs, and y'all let me know if there's been anything else, the only thing I recall of him was him being with Joy Chavis, and then while she was pregnant with his child, they broke up. He wasn't present for like one of the sponsored baby showers that she got. He wasn't there, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So what really happened? I don't know. I don't know if he's seen the baby or what's going on, but definitely wish them the best. Um, they're saying Diggs has been placed on waivers. If he clears them, he will be free to sign with any team. Whatever team takes him would have to pay the remaining $472,000 of his week 18 salary, plus $58,000 if he is active. Interesting. Diggs played in 6 games before a home accident left him with an injury. So that's why they let him go. Child, the way they will use these players up and release their ass, once you are no longer a financial benefit to them, but if it was a Tom Brady or some damn body, child, they probably would hang on to their ass until they healed. But that's what's going on. After re-injuring his knee again, he was placed on injured reserve but returned in week 16 and played every game against Washington or whatever, and played every against Washington. I don't know what that means. I mean, maybe it's every quarter against Washington. But he returned. Maybe he didn't perform so well. And he probably already knew he was on the chopping block based on this injury. That's one of the worst things to do. Playing in a game, get injured, and then now everything is up in the air. You may sign these millions and millions of dollars of contracts, right? Oh, I'm going to get paid $200 million over the course of 4 to 5 years or whatever. But baby, you get injured in that year 3, I think them agents or those football teams be like, shit, is there any way? Because we ain't really got all of that to pay his ass for the remaining portion. And if we not going to have him, we need to figure out how we finna release his ass. Okay? It's all about money for the most part. Definitely money. All about money. And if you're no use to them, I kind of get it a little bit, because why are we paying you out all of this money if you're not useful to us? Like, that's kind of a waste of money. We could go ahead and drop your ass prayerfully without any blowback on our end and get a more qualified person that's gonna bring in what it is that we need and feel like they're well worth the money. So, child, I wonder how this affects his finances. Maybe not much, but if you were expecting to get $472,000 of his week 18 salary, so you was getting paid like what? Week 18 salary? Or is it 18 week salary? No, it had to be more than that. So you was getting paid $472,000 just to play in a damn game? Shit. Girl, y'all need to put women's flag football up there. Oh, let me stop, because we know y'all not gonna pay the women enough. Y'all can't even do that over there with the basketball WNBA. Hello? A lot of them gotta rely on the damn brand deals. Y'all full of shit. Anywho, aside from that, this man will figure it out. Okay, he'll figure it out. I think his main focus need to be getting that knee together, doing your little practice, and at some point somebody may find you and bring you on. Okay. Aside from that, your brother stays in the news, and I would be tired. I would be tired if I was your agent, if I was your manager, if I was your coach, if I was the owner of your team. I would be throwing down every fucking hat. Like, God damn it, Stefon. God damn it. Like, do you know how to stay out? Do you know how to stay out the news? But I will say this, y'all, and I'm not saying this because of Cardi, but I just feel like ever since they got together, baby, the accusations, the allegations have been coming like week after week, every other week, definitely every month. It's like, damn. Okay, I feel like Ray J. Can I catch my motherfucking breath? Shit. Okay. But that's what's going on. Now he's being accused of assault and strangulation. Now, see, this right here, I feel like with the allegations of that guy that was going around saying, oh, he SA'd me, you know, that didn't die down, but it didn't reach a large audience because one, the NFL was refusing to even acknowledge it, right? But then, in my opinion, but then also he turned around and sued his ass. And I would have sued him immediately for defamation. Okay? And I figured it was gonna come though. I figured at some point it's gonna have to come. You can't just let people just keep playing on your name. But then the question is, did the boy really play on his damn name? Right? Boy could have been lying. Even though his story hasn't changed, doesn't mean that he's telling 100% the truth, right? We don't know. But it's still gonna be attached to you for the longest of times. I don't know why you ain't do something a long time ago and you waited a year to now want to do a defamation charge against him. I don't know. That's what he got going on. I guess he never expected it to catch wind like it caught, right? Another situation with, I can't think of her name, but she played on Basketball Wives Orlando, and she also was suing him for like some type of assault or whatever the case was, and he countersued her, right? Because, and I think her own friend was willing to flip on her about the situation. So that's even sketchy within that. She was suing him for, I can't believe, some stuff that happened. I don't know if it was assault or whatever. And he was suing her because he's like, no, she assaulted me. That's actually what happened. She bust up in my stuff and tried to take this and that and took this. So he countersued her. Then you had the story of, remember, a lot of people thought that Cardi's son was the first son that Stefon had. Come to find out, for Christmas Day, he posted a picture with him and another son saying, you know, this is my other son, Merry Christmas. And so a lot of people, I guess, started calling out Cardi, like, oh, we thought that was the only child, the only son, whoop, 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 yada, yada, yada. Damn, this man got a lot of kids, whoop, whoop. Like, they've been on her head top. So Cardi had to come out. And Cardi, I think they got the post over here. Cardi was like, can y'all scoot back up off me just a little bit? Damn, y'all on my ass, girl. They have been on your ass for a minute. But I thought it was really funny, though, because I ain't really take her serious for real.
Y'all need to calm down. Y'all need to calm down. Is y'all cool? Y'all been dragging me for 3 or 4 days. Y'all been a little bit too mean. Like, now. Y'all been a little bit too mean. I can't change shit. I can't go back in time. You know what I'm saying? I already had a baby. Y'all want me to put my baby back in my pussy? Huh? I don't know. What y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to leave my man and fuck yours?
Oh, girl.
You want me to leave my man and just go and fuck yours? I don't know. What y'all want me to do? We can only go forward now. So, I don't know. 2026 is in a couple of days. I have so much work to do once January starts that it's stressing me out. I'm gonna be away from my babies, away from my personal life, away from my home. I have to rehearse for 10 to 12 hours a day for tour. There is so many uh elements of production that I'm missing for tour. I'm already super stressed out. You know what I'm saying? I'm already super stressed out. I need my support system, my fans to love me. I want y'all to come to my tour and enjoy yourself with me. Don't be dragging me. It's enough. All right? It's enough. I love y'all. I want good for y'all. I want good for y'all. I want health, money, prosperity, happiness for this new year for y'all. Wish me the same thing, all right? Leave me alone though. Shit.
Left my ass off. Girl. I mean, I hate that that's the choice that she made to go and be with Stefon, a serial hoe in my personal, somebody that stay hunching on everybody in my personal. That's how it feels. And then you get all these folks pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And just because he showed you an ounce of, I don't know, attention, better behavior than Offset, then here we are. I hate to see it, but that's the choice she made. And when I reflect on it, Cardi don't make good decisions when it comes to men. I think that when we see people elevate and make money and stuff like that, and get married and have children, we kind of do expect them to make better decisions with who they choose to be with. And that's just not the case with Cardi. Okay. Cardi, like, girl, I'm gonna be Cardi B to the heart, like I always have been for the rest of my life, child. I don't know. All right, because I remember she was so diehard for that dude. I think his name was Josh. He was locked up in prison or whatever, and she just rolled with him. I mean, that was her guy. And I was like, girl, you don't let this damn man go. Like, she was really loyal to it. Like, Cardi has an issue with being, like, super loyal to people, especially people that I personally feel don't do right by her. But that's a lesson she has to continue to learn, okay? But anywho, this situation with Stefon Diggs, him being accused of assault and stuff, we're going to get into these details because I believe it has something to do with a former chef, right? So he's facing these charges, and they're saying the female private chef claims that he slapped and he choked her. So they're saying that in the incident report, the chef, who is listed as Adams, went to the Dedham Police Department on December 16th in emotional distress to report what Diggs allegedly did to her on December 2nd. She claims that she was working for him as a private chef, but he never paid her. How long was you a chef, girl? How long was you a chef and this man never paid you? So she said she was initially contracted to work with him throughout the 2025 season and be paid weekly. Okay. The payments then switched to monthly, but she did not receive her payment for that month, which prompted her to confront Diggs. Okay. When I hear never paid, because that's what it said, she was never paid, I'm hearing that the entire time you've worked for him, you were never paid. Now I'm reading and I'm hearing that she was supposed to be paid weekly, then it went to monthly. And then I guess one of those months, she was never paid for that month. I'm thinking for the whole time, child. Now, the two reportedly had a heated exchange through text about the payments, which led Diggs to allegedly go to the chef's unlocked room to further discuss the dispute. Interesting. So the conversation allegedly turned violent, with Diggs slapping her across the face and then trying to choke her using the crook of his elbow around her neck. Now, why would you need to choke somebody up? Because you didn't pay them. Huh? So he then reportedly threw her on the bed and said, thought so. What? So then she tried to plead with Diggs that she didn't get her money, to which he said lies and left the room. Adams claims that she had redness on her neck from the incident, but she didn't take any pictures. I'm going to say this, I don't know. Two things. One, it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Just because she doesn't have pictures doesn't mean that it didn't happen. But also, because you didn't take pictures, it may not look good for the jury unless you got additional evidence or like maybe video camera or something that was inside his house to be able to confirm the argument, okay, or the assault. So then they go on to say that Adams claimed that she had redness, got that. So when she went to police, she claimed she was ready to file charges just yet. She wasn't ready. She went to the police, but she wasn't ready to file charges just yet. Then why did you go to the police? The police then told her even if she didn't, because she's a victim of alleged assault, they would need to follow up with her. She maintained that she didn't want to press charges. Well, I guess in that sense, people, they probably just want it on record, right? That happened, but not necessarily press charges yet, because if I get what's owed to me, then this whole situation could go away. Then a few days later, Adams reportedly sent officers screenshots of her and Diggs' argument via text. While talking with the officer, Adams asked if he had contacted Diggs about her going. I guess if she had contacted Diggs about her going to police, because a woman she believed to be Diggs' girlfriend contacted her saying, "You don't need to do all this. It's not that big of a deal." Now, when we hear girlfriend, a lot of us are believing that this is Cardi B that may have reached out to her and told her, "You don't need to do this. This is not that big of a deal." And I have two things. One, why would you think it's not a big of a deal if he assaulted her? And then two, did you know anything about the assault? Or you just knew they had an exchange of words? So because they had an exchange of words, I would need to see more of the text messages to know, or to come up with the mindset of that girlfriend to say, it's not that big of a deal. It's always a big of a deal when somebody ain't getting their money. Okay? Because especially during today's times, people need their check. Hello? So that's the number one. But going to the police, did you not know about the assault that may have taken place? And you're just thinking that, oh, she's upset because she didn't get her money, so she gonna go to the police. And then you're saying it's not that big of a deal to like go to the police. Are you gonna get paid? You gonna get your money, right? Or did you say that knowing the assault happened and you still didn't care and you said, oh, it's not that big of a deal? So I don't know. So then she says eventually Adams agreed to press charges, leading to him being charged with strangulation and assault. Okay. Now, how the NFL is going to be able to overlook this type of stuff, I don't know, as they have with a lot of other things. But knowing that everybody is reporting, because I feel like a lot of news outlets didn't really report on the essay allegations from the young man. A lot of people didn't report on the situation with the girl from Basketball Wives having him in this case or whatever. Now it's a situation of strangulation and assault, which is very harsh charges, right? I don't see how the NFL is going to be able to ignore this, but at the same time, let's be very clear. The NFL actually, I'm going to say, support this type of shit. Like, they'll be giving for that. You have these allegations. As long as you keep getting out here running that ball and making us money, we really don't give a damn. Handle your personal legal affairs over there. This is work. That's personal. We're focused on work here. Okay? Now, this is what some of the messages are saying. So this person says, you will paying me out of the out for the season. I guess she was asking. I don't know. This is weird. She was probably typing too fast. I'm just gonna read it exactly how she wrote it. You will paying me out for the season and the money you said you would give me for my business, wasting my effing time being here because you got a effing circus going on. I'm out of your life. That whole first message sounds weird to me, and it sounds like either you had a crush on this man and you wasn't expecting him to deal with all these different women he dealing with, or either y'all was hunching on each other and you still wasn't expecting him to deal with all those women, right? Then he says, I won't be paying you SHI. He says, if I look like paying you and paying another chef. So she must have quit at some point. So he's having to pay another chef as well as her. But if she was owed the money, then just fucking pay her. Like, he says, is you high? Then he says, who the fuck gotta give you money for your business? He says, I don't gotta do a motherfucking thing. Listen. If he didn't put it in contract that he owes you, or he said he was gonna give you that money for your business, he not. I believe he may have it in contract that he's expected to pay you for a certain period of time. But if he has confirmation as to when you quit, I don't know if that will go in your favor, right? But if she quit because you did not give her money, that's foul. Get that lady her money, okay? But the business thing, I don't think he has to pay her for that if you don't have a contractual agreement. So then he says, and you can get whoever you want. You got my address. Tell them to come take the money. Then he says, tell them to come take the money you talk about. So then he says, and you could get whoever the fuck you want. Okay, so now I'm wondering if any messages could have been deleted. When he says, I don't got to give you a motherfucking thing, did she delete anything for him to come back and say, you could get whoever you want? Or was there a phone conversation, or what happened for him to say, and you could get whoever you want? You got my address, then tell them to come and take it then. Fuck you talking about? Ooh, so she must have called him a pussy. So he responded and said, show me I'm pussy. Listen, some messages were deleted. That's what I will say. Does it mean he may still owe her? Likely. Does it mean that the strangulation and the assault did not happen? No, it don't mean it didn't happen, but it does show that some messages were deleted. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of whether she's telling the truth or whether she capping, because maybe there was some type of sexual and emotional connection there. Maybe. Because this whole I'm out of your life, that is odd for me, because I'm used to people saying that with a person they had some type of connection with beyond work. But that's just me and how I'm looking at it. Y'all leave y'all thoughts. Y'all can do that anyway, because that's just how y'all is, okay? And I already know some of y'all finna be upset because I'm thinking about this on more than one side, child. You give a person a little piece of where they may be able to finesse out the situation, or where they may be in the right over here or whatever, girl, y'all get upset, especially when y'all have a narrative and y'all want to continue to push that this is a terrible person, okay? Now, he might be terrible. He might be terrible. But this one little piece, he may not be. Who knows? Okay. I'm just trying to be fair about how I'm looking at it from both sides. Okay. But y'all gonna do what y'all do. And you know, one thing I'm gonna do is let you. Is there anything else up here that I really care to talk about? No. 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 No, I see nothing else I care to discuss, okay? That's all that I have for you guys at this time. You all can leave your thoughts and comments down below. You're going to do that anyway, like I said, because it's just how you is. Of course, I'm Jamie, that's me. Like up the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL, got them trying to clone me like ages. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I could face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim, on a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can feel it.